That's professional.
This is the worst show ever on the internet. And we're live.
The worst or the best worst? Because there is a difference.
Can't it be both?
It can. It can and it is.
Hey, if the answer's all of the above, it's always right.
It's true.
Yes.
Alright, did I share show notes with you guys?
Yup.
Okay, I am ready to start whenever you are.
Same here.
And it's... We live?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, I'm just writing down what I've been playing this week.
I only have two games.
I have... See, I have 5, but only one of them is one that I've never talked about before.
Oh.
Oh, man. I need to get out of this fucking slump.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. I need to... Well, now that, Hearthstone's out on iPad, why would I play anything else?
Yeah. The natural question. What are you doing? You're not playing Hearthstone.
Yep.
I need to get something.
Oh, man.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Ah. Oh, boy. All right. So me and Nintendo have been talking about potentially doing a something for the game club.
Oh, cool.
Not sure exactly. I've been meaning to email him back for like 4 days.
Yeah.
To set up like a test time, and we were thinking like just do like a Skype call and like bring community members in that have been playing the game.
Sure.
And just talk about it, and maybe just instead of doing like a podcast with it, just live stream it straight.
Well, if you guys record it too,
Yeah.
shoot me over the MP3, and
Okay.
I'll put it in the feed.
All right. Yeah, I'll let you know. Like I said, I gotta email him back. I've been really bad about it this week because work's been a nightmare.
Yeah.
It was found out my workload. I thought it had like maybe doubled because someone left. It like tripled, possibly quadrupled.
Great.
Yeah, that's always fun. So
Well, you won't be bored.
yeah,
lining.
that's for sure.
Are you making
What
double, triple the money?
Oh no,
I'm
that's
assuming
not
the
how
answer to that
it
is-
works.
That's where I'm bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love and hate math.
Yeah. All right.
How do I quantify this value? Yeah, I'm getting it in the backside.
Yep. All right, you gents ready?
I am.
Knobs is enjoying a quality beverage.
It's got to hydrate.
Yeah. Podcasting's tough work, man.
It's the water tepe.
Delicious. All right.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Yeah,
That sounds
I like
nice. I'll have that. All right, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston, who would rather be playing Diablo 3. Going around the horn, we got Knobs.
So,
What would you rather be playing, Knobs?
Battlefield.
There we go. And Hannah.
Yeah, Hearthstone on iPad. I'm surprised I'm actually not, frankly.
You could. I can't see anything shoulders down, so it could just be like 3 iPads.
You'd know, A, uplighting.
Yeah.
B, I wouldn't say a word.
Yeah, you'd just be
I'd
like,
say some
"Oh,
words, but they wouldn't be.
Murlocs."
Yeah.
All right.
You stupid muggles.
Let's get started with you, Knobs. What have you been playing?
Hey.
Hey.
All right, so we had another
Hey.
we had another successful game night.
That's why we don't record on Saturdays.
Yeah. What's going on?
Where am I?
Rushed back here from playing analog games. Golf today. It was interesting.
Oh, nice.
It is way cold in the morning. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I found out that in my backswing that I always grab the cuff of my jacket as not good. Threw up a 9 on the first hole.
Oh. Hey, man, just getting back into the season. Shaking the rust off.
But the way I see it, spring's officially here because the golf clubs are in the truck.
Nice.
So, good. All good things. Good things. Anyway, Monday night game night. We had our Dead Space 2 experiment. And yeah, that's never happening again.
Great.
Oh boy.
Well, not only did I haven't played it probably since when we originally played it, which was in 2011.
Like 2 months after it came out, maybe?
Right. And I realized, everyone's like, "Oh my God, you're level 9." I'm like, "What? All right."
I guess, I don't know.
At this point, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I had just loaded my save file from downstairs upstairs, and I hadn't adjusted the brightness, so it was so dark I didn't know where I was going. I couldn't see anything, so it was just mad frustrating. How do I get to the people? But it's real fast if you're not prepared for it. I could see where things get a little this sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we played a couple rounds of it, adjusted my things, and I found out that a couple of the characters I had could walk on walls, and I literally almost threw up in my lap.
I remember that was really, especially those demon baby things where you're like, oh, cool, I can walk on walls, and then next thing you know, you're at, a 45-degree angle between 3 walls, and you're just like, oh, God.
Oh yeah, and it was literally I got in the wall. I was like, oh, I go there.
Mm-hmm.
What?
It just
Did I
moves.
hit the seal?
It changes perspective too quickly.
Oh yeah, that feels like something you catch in basic user testing though.
Basic user vomiting.
Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy. I literally felt ill. I don't think I've had motion sickness in a game ever since the first time you could do that in Alien vs. Predator on the PC.
Or the last time you played Descent.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't make heads or tails of that game. I've played it 3 times.
Oh. Yeah, let's never do that again, ever.
Yeah.
So we played for maybe about 45 minutes. I may be being generous on that.
I maybe might have blacked out. I don't know.
I'm not really sure. But then we went back to Gears, and man, playing other games and then going back to Gears is killing me. I just feel like I am so uncoordinated playing Gears after I played other games for so long. And I think Battlefield's ruining everything for me.
Uh-oh.
Not that it's that good, but it's that pace of that game. Everything
very
just
deliberate
seems,
pace.
Yeah. And it kind of threw me for a loop for a while, so I was not very effective at all playing Annex. It's all right, I got a torque bow. And I felt good about myself.
Yeah.
Popping a couple pumpkins. It was a good time. It was a good time. The rest of my gaming this week, though, was consumed by Battlefield 4.
Man, it's just this bizarro world that's happening right now.
It's... Alright, it's... I don't know, maybe it's like a cancer. It's multiplying in my brain. I don't know. I mean, it's not even I'm to the point where I've unlocked everything I could possibly could for a couple of the guns, and they're all I use.
Man.
I don't care anymore. This is the only thing I'm effective killing anything with.
Yeah.
And then last night I was experimenting because I got one of the reflex sights for unlocked it for one of the sniper rifles. So I'm gonna run around with a close range sight on a sniper rifle. And it was surprisingly effective.
Huh.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a sound life decision at first.
Well, because you can pull and shoot on the move without counting the dude's nostril hairs. So, and it hits hard. Hey, dude, it hits hard. Most of the time, you're putting a guy down one bullet with a chest shot, which is cool.
Yeah.
But I did have some. I was playing with the sniper rifles a lot more, so I wasn't scoring very well in the rounds. But it's pulling off a headshot from 300 plus meters is extremely satisfying.
Yeah.
Because you have to take your like. It's so like I. This is the part of Battlefield I really do enjoy, is the steps you have to take to make a shot. And if you miss that shot, you just gave away your position, and everyone is raining down death on you.
Huh.
So, if you don't pop the dude's melon like the first shot, you're like, oh no, I have to scramble and find another place to hide.
Yeah.
Like you have to pull out your rangefinder, get the range, and then adjust your scope so you don't have to aim like an idiot and actually put the crosshairs where you want to shoot, because the clicks on the actual scope will actually change where you're aiming. You're automatically aiming a little bit higher, compensating for bullet fall.
Yeah.
So that stuff is, I think that stuff's brilliant. Like it actually feels like a skilled shot, and then you get some idiot running around shooting shotguns at everybody. And
Just not getting it.
like I forgot. I think I was playing with Moon and Donnie last night, and like it's really he's gonna bag me after he ran up and shot me with a shotgun.
Yeah. Is that the person you are?
Yeah, that's
destroying
I hope
humanity.
you're happy with yourself, but I don't know. Like I really want now. I'm kind of going down the sniper rifle rabbit hole because I don't know. It's shooting things, actually making shots in that game is what's been satisfying more than anything else. It's not the KD ratio. It's pulling off a fantastic shot and knowing that it wasn't luck that you hit the guy.
Yeah.
Nice. So it's not the match to match for you. It's like that moment to moment.
Yeah, and that's where stuff just happens. That's cool. I know someone was telling me about the shark Easter egg at the one island map.
Yeah.
That is amazing. The giant shark.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Just eating people.
It's pretty ridiculous.
YouTube it because there's no reason for that to be there, and I'm so happy it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's weird because it really depends on what group and how your group is playing, whether how much fun you're going to have in that game. Because most of the matches, I mean, Donnie and I, we play to play. Like we're actually trying to hold points and make sure we win at the end of the match. But when we lose by like 400 and 700 tickets, it's like, what is everyone doing?
Yeah, like why did you show up?
Why? I mean, you're just there to shoot random dudes. There's a mode for that called deathmatch. Go have fun.
Team deathmatch. If you want to get nasty about it.
But it's like that's the stuff that's frustrating. You're playing a very like focused point, hold this point and survive type of game style, but you're not spending any time holding points. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And why am I always on the team that has no vehicles deployed? It's the most frustrating thing in the world.
That's weird.
Like it seems like all our dudes just take the vehicles, go out into the world, dump them, so they all get yoinked and used against us. Like it's
they dump them for the insurance money. I mean, it's a rough world.
Yeah, gotta buy guns somehow.
Say 15%, 15, whatever. It doesn't matter. Oh, it's so frustrating. But yeah, like just getting killed by vehicles is like one of the most frustrating things in the world. It's like, this game would be great if it wasn't for all the people.
Yeah.
It's the clerks of video games.
It's one of those things like, if everyone's playing and I would like how I feel they should be playing. If they all play like me, it'd be fine.
Yeah. Hell is my teammates.
But no, instead I'm trolled by the world.
Yeah.
And I troll it right back by showing up every night.
Stinking up the joint.
But there are moments in that game where, like, anytime like you run out of bullets and you pull out your sidearm and put somebody down, you're like, that is a satisfying feeling.
Yeah.
That you had the frame of mind to do a weapon swap in the middle.
Yeah, you're like, I'm the person that did that.
Yeah. I just mad skill right here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over your corpse and then do nothing because I'm not an idiot.
I'm a classy lady.
I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run over top of you and make you feel like an ass. Like you weren't even in my way.
Yeah.
Like, but it was. It's fun. But so there are still dudes that are very, very good in that game. Oh, and pro tip for anyone that's sniping: why in the world do you have a flashlight on your sniper rifle? I'm just saying, if you pull out your binoculars that have the infrared thing, every one of you morons stands out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
I'm going to sneak around. I'm going to take your tags and say, thanks for coming out. Because that's what you do. You just give away everything.
I'm going to be up here and be all secrety with my flashlight.
With my flashlight.
Yeah, you know,
like,
robbers, when they go rob a bank, usually
People
take a lot
care.
of flashlights.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Flashlights
Yeah,
and
just
rope.
give
That's
away
all you
position.
need.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I find myself, like, if I'm running in corridors and stuff, like, I'm looking for flashlights. Just
Yeah.
because, okay, I know there's a dude around this corner because he's staring at that wall because his flashlight is shining
Looking
there.
for easy kills. Big dummies.
It's like, oh, you're gonna blind me with your godlight? Yeah, no. I'm
Yeah.
gonna drop a grenade around the corner and eat some incendiary stuff. What is an incendiary? What is in an incendiary grenade?
Round?
Is it just like
Charge? No.
Mostly fire, from what I understand.
Shot? I don't
Just-
know.
I
That's a
don't know.
good question.
It racks up mad points though. I mean, it's not like some sort of fuel, but what's I don't understand it.
Styrofoam and orange juice concentrate. I don't know.
There you go.
Styrofoam orange juice.
That's all you need.
It's styrofoam, gasoline, and Comet. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very high tech.
Super high tech.
It's you're throwing jarred hell around.
Yeah.
So whatever. It's I'm really surprised that I'm even still enjoying this game as much as I am.
I'm surprised you're still playing it, and I'm shocked that you're enjoying it at any
Yeah.
level.
No one's more surprised than I am.
Yeah.
And granted, it's like I'd probably it's the people I'm playing with.
Oh,
It's
sure.
Donnie and I in a party just saying dumb stuff. Instead of now using military terms, I've turned it into nautical terms.
Why
Like,
not?
Donnie, I'm on your port. Their naval term. Hey, following your ass, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
We're nautical. Like it's just
We're nautical, baby.
the dumb language that's evolving while we're playing.
Yeah.
Oh man, I still like the term shooting pills. Like I put 5 pills in this guy. Why isn't he dead? It's like my favorite thing. I popped the dude in his melon. I don't understand this. I need to be smashing pumpkins right now. Like, like that's the language that's evolved in. Like it's anything that we could say that's not saying what we're doing is what we're working out.
Yeah. Because you don't want anyone listening to think that you're a murderer.
Yeah, we don't know. Hey, NSA's not gonna be able to pick up on it because they can't crack our nautical code. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't even give them the cipher at the end. Nautical term.
That's right. Nautical term.
They'll
Like
never
we not
figure it
only
out.
are we just describing what we're talking about, they'll never figure out.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm at the bow, sir. At your 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Hold on, dude. I'm making a turn at the Nautilus shell. Let's roll. Like, come on.
Oh my god.
But that's literally, and I'm scared to look at the play counter because last time I looked at it last week was 70 hours.
Oh man.
Like, I don't know what's happening.
Hey,
I
at least
really
you got your
don't.
money's worth.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, at least I don't feel cheated by this one. And we are on the cusp of buying the premiere
You know,
stuff, so we get.
I think, a lot of people are like, oh man, I'm going to buy If you've already gotten 70 hours out of the game and you're going to keep playing it, throwing more money for more content doesn't seem like a bad idea. I know a lot of people are like, oh,
But-
I bought the season pass, I'm a dummy. Well, no, not usually.
No,
No.
as long as it's backed up, but it seems like what Battlefield did, like, I didn't realize what the value was for that $50.
Mm.
I could see being salty about it day one. Oh, yeah, but by the way,
And by
you
the
have
way,
all
this
this
game's
stuff,
still
you get
broken.
you get this
Yeah.
incremental stuff. Like,
Yeah.
but looking at it now with each map pack is several maps, and
Oh, okay.
it all comes with equipment and more battle packs are fun. when every other level you level up, you get a battle pack, and it's like you open it up, and you're like, gish, 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 gish. Woo!
Yeah.
It's fun. I get infrared scope for a gun I don't even have. So
Yes.
awesome.
Totally useful.
But I did. There's so much equipment for these guns, though. It's insane. Like even the stuff you unlock, like after you max out your level and you have all the actual attachments that you can level up to, then you start getting battle packs for that specific gun that has all this other stuff. Now I know why everyone has green lasers, because they've played the crap out of that weapon.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Because it's the only way to get the superior equipment for that gun is by getting the gun's actual battle pack. So instead of having X number of XP and you're done with it, it goes on like 6 packs more than that, and it's like a lot of XP on that particular weapon to get them.
Man, that almost sounds like a cool MMO thing. You know, you're playing an MMO, you're walking around town, and you see this dude in totally sick armor, and you're like, I gotta have that. In this, you kind of see people wandering around with green scopes and cool attachments, and you're like, I gotta keep playing with this gun.
Well, yeah, like I see dudes, like I get killed with like the dudes that have like the tri-beam equipped, like the laser. It's like a tri-beam. I'm like, dude, does it look like Predator? Oh my, I have to see this thing.
Now I have to play this
right.
more.
like I have to. Dude, tri-beam.
Yeah.
Like, no, no sensei stuff. Tri-beam. But, oh man. Okay, so that's what I've been playing this week. Before I go any more looty.
All right, Hannah,
Evil.
what have you been hopefully enjoying this week?
Well, first thing I picked up this week, I grabbed the Humble Mobile Bundle 5 for the sole reason that it had the Room 2 in it.
Okay.
And I really, really loved the first one. And I'm glad I did, because it's more of the same game.
Nice.
You can't complain. You just, if you got 5 minutes, bust it out on your phone, and there you go. Explore the room, figure out what little pieces of whatever you're finding go where, try to decipher the Lovecraftian story, have fun.
Yeah, kind of more of a good thing.
Yeah, and for people who are like, oh, I don't want to play just that game, it also comes with The Cave, Carcassonne, R-Type 2, and 2 other games I've never heard of, Baggett and Erelon's Sword and Shadow, but the current average is like a little over $5.
Oh.
So, yeah, if you've got an Android device, pick this one up. It's a fairly solid bundle.
Yeah, that's a lot of great games.
Yeah, especially The Cave. The Cave is it's I know a lot of people have not a lot of great things to say about it, but I loved it.
Yeah.
The other game I've been playing a whole bunch of this week is Fez. I finally started it on Vita because I picked it up when it came out, because I was like, oh, I finally, Fez, where I'm going to actually play it, not on the PC where I have to separate myself from the rest of society and sit in front. And, I can actually load it up on my Vita, and it's really good, but I just haven't had that moment where it's like, oh, it's Fez, it's so great.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I like it. But I haven't had that sort of like, oh my god, it's so awesome, moment.
Yeah. How long have you played it so far?
I'm probably about an hour or 2 in.
Okay.
I've got 5 cube shards total. Mm-hmm. And I just went through in that sort of central area where you've got the door with like 4 on it and 16 on it. I just went through the one with 4 on it.
Okay.
So I'm starting to explore the game more, and it's, you have to wrap your head around the logic of, okay, well, you can't reach that spot unless you rotate it this way, and then this platform, you rotate it that way. So it's sort of, wrapping your head around the game's logic. It becomes second nature after a while, and I'm starting to get to that point. I think I'm getting to that point, at least. I don't really know, but I feel like I'm missing stuff, and I'm 34% completion on Assassin's Creed, and I've barely started the story. I finally opened up the map on Fez, and I'm like, oh no, I missed things. wait a minute, how do I get back to these places? Because the map it sort of shows you where everything is. It doesn't really show you how to get there.
Yeah.
And it's sort of really hard to explain because of the whole, 4 sides of every level thing.
Yeah. The map, unfortunately, isn't super great. It makes sense in the game, but I kind of wish it was a little bit better.
It reminds me of the map in Metal Gear Solid 2. It's about as useful as that.
Yeah, it's useful if you're trying to search for secrets and stuff, because you're like, okay, well, this room isn't, gold, so there's something I missed in here.
Yeah. So that's sort of like I'm having that completionist moment, but I remember you saying, I think it was last week, just get the just finish the game, just get the 16, I think, and just go.
Yeah,
so
I really
trying to stay focused.
I just, oh man, I want to spoil everything about this game.
I know.
But you can't get everything in every room for a while.
Okay.
So, and
that's good to know.
I won't spoil why, but there's a point where they'll give you something and you'll be like, oh, okay.
All right. So there's a reason I sort of feel like I haven't had that moment yet, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the key for me for Fez, because I played a little bit on Vita too this last week because I wanted to see how it looks on that screen, which is kind of the best looking version. I think the key for me to Fez is just kind of enjoy it. Just play it, figure out some puzzles. If you can't figure out the puzzle, just move on. You typically don't need to, and write it down wherever you came to, and then just kind of come back there later, or don't solve it until you need to.
I do like the way it handles death effectively.
Yeah, I really
it's just
like that.
You fell off. All right, well, we'll put you back to the most recent stationary platform you were on, and the last rotation you were at, and try again. Just don't worry about it.
I like that noise that boom.
Yeah. Well, like, I love jumping off a platform. Like, I think he'll survive this, because it's a little hard to gauge at first, but eventually you pick it up and you just see his face change when he knows it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, oh, I'm sorry, dude.
I love that face Gomez makes when he picks up a full cube. Just that
he's
pure
so
happiness.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I love that game.
Makes you wonder what they're made of.
Yeah.
Little marshmallows.
Something.
Yes.
Because it is a bit of a thwack when he hits the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got some mass there.
I also picked up Lego Marvel Superheroes for PS4. Pretty much based entirely upon your enjoyment of it.
Yes.
Also because it was on sale and paying full prices for suckers.
Yeah.
So I think I played probably about an hour of this, and it is a ton of fun. You're totally right on that regard. I just have to get back into the mindset of the Lego games aren't like, all right, you have to do a thing to this thing, but really all you have to do is destroy everything, and the one thing you can rebuild, just rebuild that, and it'll solve your problem.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's just go into a room, destroy everything, whatever's left, probably build it. That's you solved the level.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm, the first, the intro with Iron Man and Hulk, you get in there, you're fighting Sandman, and I'm wandering around for like 5 minutes, and then I realize, oh wait, I didn't destroy that one thing. All right, cool, rebuilt that, and all right, finish level, fantastic.
The thing I like about that game is, I like that each of the levels is that, but then the open world has a bunch of side missions in it that are all kind of different than that. There's one I really enjoyed where it was, you're Jean Grey and you take control of somebody and you march them all the way up the Empire State Building. And it's just this, you don't have any powers, you can't fly, it's just kind of this cool little single puzzle. And then there's a lot of stuff like that in the open world stuff that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, like I said, I got like a taste of it. I think I got as far as fighting Doc Ock with Captain America and Mr. Fantastic, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Took a couple minutes to get used to the way each one of the little minifigs controls, but it's not too much different every time. I'm trying to figure out, why does Mr. Fantastic turn into a teapot?
I don't know. I just know that there's a trophy for it.
Yeah, I did it.
You hold
I was
triangle
like,
and he
oh,
turns into a teapot. No,
yeah,
I kind of like it.
sure, why not?
Because he can.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's the only reason.
Yeah, I did like the, okay, if you stand on the symbol and you hit the button, all right, cool, he'll turn into like, what was the one thing? Bolt cutters was the first thing he
Yeah.
did, which I was, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It solved the puzzle. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing a little bit more of that. One of the things I did notice, so I play a lot of this stuff remote play on the Vita. This one's sort of rough with it, not because of the controls, but because of I'm playing in another room with somebody. I don't want to have the sound up too high, but this game's nothing without the sound.
Yeah.
It's funny, but not if you're just reading the subtitles.
Yeah, because everybody's delivery as those characters, because it's the only person who's the same voice actor is Coulson, because apparently he's in everything. And everybody else is just... I really enjoyed how they're hamming up each one of those characters.
Oh, yeah.
Like the dude who plays Iron Man is just way over the top.
Yeah, I love the fact that whoever played Spider-Man self-referenced, I have to do all this homework and, help Aunt May and then be angsty.
Yeah.
Just directly, not even going, not even glossing over, just yeah, I gotta go be sad for a little while.
Yeah, and the cool thing, I sort of wish I was more of a Marvel fan because they do that for nearly every character that shows up in that game at any point.
Yeah. Or Captain America and Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic's like, oh, well, are you smart enough? And Cap was just like, yeah, I got an A in American history.
Yeah. And just all those jokes where you're like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, just, and
You got me.
they're for kids, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh at them.
Well, they're for kids, and I feel like they enjoyed making a Marvel game in the way that they can kind of rib all these characters.
Absolutely, and it just feels really loose. It feels like they actually not only is the game fun, but they had fun making this game.
Yeah, exactly.
Another game I played this week is the TVGP Game Club. Currently, I played a little bit more of The Witcher, which is sort of getting rough again, even though I'm playing on easy.
Oh boy.
I think I figured out what my main issue with this game is. It's the fact that you're on these small map, you're not in a big area at first.
Mm-hmm.
But Geralt moves so slowly. Even he's running. But no, he's really not. He's just sort of jogging and kind of taking in the scenery.
Hey
and
man,
kinda...
you can't rush a Witcher.
I will rush a Witcher, even if I have to resort to mods.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have time for this. I don't have time to be going from one end of the map to another, and then all the way back to the other end of the map, just to have to go all the way back to the other end of the map.
Yeah, just
5 or
to
6
bunch
times.
of dudes.
Well,
Yeah,
technically, it's not walking.
Yeah, it may as well
It's
be.
also not running.
Yeah, and, I can deal with the other little quirks that this game has. The potion making system, the somewhat limited inventory, the crazy leveling up and having to sit down and meditate and do all that stuff. But if you would just move, it's just I feel like if you would just move a little bit faster, I'd be having a lot more fun, a lot more often.
Yeah, come on, Blondie, hustle it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm right near the end of the outskirts of Vizima before you get into the first major city. I think I have to talk to one more character, and do one or two more things. But I did I think I did the first major event, which is you talk to the Reverend in town, and he's the Church of the Eternal Flame or something. Which I sort of was that's a little Game of Thronesy. And did the 5 shrines, and every time you go up to one of these shrines, a bunch of demons, basically demon hounds, come at you.
The shrine is infected. Oh no!
Oh yeah, what a surprise, right?
Is it every shrine? Have you ever ran into a shrine that wasn't infested by some primordial
ancient demon?
I certainly haven't. I don't know about you guys. I mean, every shrine I go to on a daily basis, just teeming with monsters.
Just littered with
Yeah.
imps and beasts.
Yeah. So did a little bit more of that. I found. I think we were talking about the between the friction between the different races in the game last week, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember. They were you got all the humans that are gathering and about to, for some reason, beat down on this one dwarf that you go and save. And it's like, oh yeah, it's his former best friend before he lost his memory. Cool.
Huh.
All right, that's a good thing you helped him, I guess.
Yeah. Man,
but
what a
you totally
weird
have
game.
you totally have the option to be like, yeah, I'm not going to get involved. I'm going to go walk away.
Yeah, that dude, I don't know, amnesia. What?
So that's about as far as I got with that one. But the main game I've been playing this week has been Hearthstone, because it came out on iPad, and I
man, let's
no
talk
longer
about
have an
Hearthstone.
excuse not to play the game. So let me say first, in celebration of it coming out on iPad, I spent a little money on some packs just because I wanted to open packs on the iPad.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
And I got Deathwing.
What?
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
got Deathwing. Yeah, I'm opening these packs, and the other JZ, one of our listeners, I'm opening packs, and I guess there's a notification that comes up when you get certain like rare cards or something, and he just goes, are you kidding me? You got Deathwing? I have 3 of the heroes above level 10. I only have 3 of the complete basic decks.
Yeah.
and I have Deathwing.
You monster.
So I am a monster. But I played a bunch of it with the other JZ, because he seems to be playing it about as constantly as I am. And he helped me level up the warrior a little bit, and that deck is real interesting.
Yeah. That's a weird
it's-
deck, but
It's tough for me to play because I'm definitely like the offensive direct damage. That's why I love the hunter deck so much,
Yeah.
because it's just, here's a ton of minions, here's a direct damage spell, just onslaught, just aggro, just go crazy.
yeah.
So I've been playing a ton of that. I think I ranked up to like rank 22 because I played a couple of ranked matches.
I've been playing a ton
for
of
this
ranked
season.
matches. I
Yeah.
ranked up to, my highest was 18, and
Okay.
then I had a real bad day. I got completely wiped by a warlock that had an almost complete murloc deck, and it was one of those
Ooh.
things where I was like, why is he throwing so many murlocs out? And he has that one moment where he throws 2 murloc cards in a turn, and you're just like, oh no, I
Yeah.
can't stop this. And then he throws
Yeah.
that last one down where it's just, next thing I know, there's 7 murlocs on the board, and they all have 5 attack. And I was just like, well, I mean, good for you. I mean, you took the risk, and
Well done.
somehow it paid off. I can't even be mad
Yeah,
that
right.
I lost a star on that one. I think I'm back down to 20, 19 or 20 now.
Okay.
But I'm kind of happy. I'm happier with how they did the ranked matches now, because in the closed beta it was very much like, I don't know, you got a couple stars and now you ranked up to silver something, and it kind of it never felt like you were making any real progress. But for those that don't know, in Hearthstone now, you start at rank 25, I believe.
Yeah.
And then every couple of stars that you get, which is basically a win, you rank up, and you get placed with harder opponents.
Yeah. If you streak, I think you get 2 stars
you
per
get some
win
extra if you're-
after a certain streak. Yeah.
If you're doing really well. And for right now, if you rank up to rank 20, then once this first season is done, you'll get a new card back graphic. And it's a Pandora one.
Oh, nice.
And getting up to 20 is pretty easy. Because you can't lose stars when you lose until you hit rank 19.
Yeah.
So
Binary Viking in chat goes, "Oh God, Murlocs,"
yeah,
which is
man, just
appropriate.
if you can pull out a good Murloc deck, like it's a risk, but either you shoot yourself in the foot or you just shoot a rocket launcher at your enemy.
For the Magic the Gathering nerds out there, it's a sliver deck. Effectively,
Okay.
it's practically they all
Wow.
work together. They all sort of like, if you have one Murloc, you have to have multiple, otherwise it's
Yeah.
pointless.
God,
But
I was so upset and so impressed at the same time. Where it's like, how dare you somehow manage that incredible win, you beautiful monster.
well, my hunter deck is, obviously it's an Unleash the Hounds deck, because what else am I going to do?
Yeah, man, that wasn't in the closed beta, and I didn't know that card was there until I ran into it. Where I'm like, look at all these enemies I got on the board. I'm just gonna, oh, what's this Unleash the Hound? Oh, I'm dead. Great.
Yeah. Well, and the best part about that is, if and I had it happen. I think it was a game with the other JZ, and I felt so bad because he had like 4 or 5 minions out on the board, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play this.
Yeah.
But I played a couple other cards before I did it. So I played Starving Buzzard, which I
Oh,
think
man.
is the one where you where either it like gets more
I
attack
think
or
you
something.
get +2/+1.
That's it. +2/+1. And then I had the Scavenging Hyena, which I think lets you draw a card every time
I think it's
a beast
+2
dies.
every time a beast dies, something like that.
Oh, okay. Either way, I was getting crazy amounts of extras, and then drawing cards. It was a massacre.
Yeah, it's one of those
Because the
things where
timing was just perfect.
you just have them in your hand, and you're just like, am I seeing wrong? Do I have the perfect hand right here?
Yeah. The other deck I'm becoming fond of is the Druid deck.
Ooh.
Is quite a bit of fun because it's sort of this weird mix of direct damage, and you have a couple of minions in there, but it's a lot of like, okay, direct damage from the actual character. Like, you have a bunch of cards like Swipe and Claw and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And that's really fun. And-
Every time I fight a shaman, I'm always sort of like, I need to try to play the shaman a little bit more, because
Yeah.
that deck seems so cool, like very random, but just so cool in the amount of stuff that you can stack together.
Yeah, I never understood how to play a shaman in WoW, so I don't
Yeah, that
think I
was-
even want to touch the deck.
Yeah, for me that was a
That's
lost
just
cause in WoW.
insane. Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
That
if
game.
you have an iPad and you like anything related to Blizzard, or are a Magic the Gathering player, and just play Hearthstone,
Yeah.
it's so good.
The thing
It's
that
so good.
the thing that I think is really impressive is I'm the guy that was always intimidated by Magic, because you have all this stuff and you have all these cards, and are you throwing down land, or are you throwing, I don't know what these words mean in your language.
What phase are you in?
Umana.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing I really like about Hearthstone is the tutorial is so good. It's
Yeah.
relatively short, but it teaches you all of the basic stuff in the game in a really clear and snappy way, and then the game pretty much forces you to go through and play single player for a little bit to unlock all the other heroes before it kind of tells you, like, okay, now you're done, go play some other people.
Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest things that I can credit Hearthstone with is the lack of text or voice chat. And it's all just
Yes.
6 emotes, and it's good emotes too, where it's like, sorry, thanks, well played,
Oops.
greetings, oops, and there's some other
Oops,
ones.
I think I've used that more than any of them. I was playing a priest that had Gurubashi Berserker out there, which every time you attack it, it gets +3 attack,
Yeah.
which is not fun. So I was like, all right, I got this situation handled. I think I attacked it with like the wrong creature or something.
Yeah.
And it should have been dead that turn, but didn't end up dying.
Oh,
And I was like, oops.
But I really like that, because it you can't get people being annoying to you or being like an Xbox Live kid. You're
Yeah.
never going to go in there and someone's going to be like, what I don't like? Racial slur. And that's just like, what? Whoa. Like, that's not. And the cool thing they added to that they didn't have in the beta was you can right click on the enemy character and silence them. so they can't do any emotes to you at all if they're just being annoying and like spamming threaten over and over again. And I think to me, that's what helps this game so much, and that's why I want to keep playing it, because the community has a base level of discourse to it. And it's not like, oh, I can't believe you're playing that deck. You know, like, or it's somebody just singing along to his music while you're trying to play your deck. You know, like...
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite.
Yeah, everybody's favorite. And I think to me that... I feel like Blizzard doesn't talk about that enough, because I think for people like me that hate most online communities where people are competing... I feel like, to me, that's a real selling point, where it's like, sure, you're competing, but you don't have to actually interact with these people that are occasionally going to be monsters.
Yeah, which is great, because, if you play Magic the Gathering with randoms enough, you will eventually meet those people that are just like, oh, you're playing an artifact deck, or like whatever the complaint would have been, Just
or like my deck in Hearthstone is very full of traps, and I know that's a very non-conventional deck, but it serves me very well in my playstyle. And I know a lot of people would be like, "Oh, I can't believe you're misdirecting again," and it's just like, don't want to hear the words that are coming out of your mouth.
I can only play the hands I'm dealt.
Exactly. RNG helps me as much as it helps you.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing this week.
The only other thing that I've been playing, other than the stuff we've already talked about, is a lot of Diablo 3, and it's exactly the thing I'm going to be spending the rest of my day doing.
In life.
So I finished Act 5, about an hour after we recorded last week. I was about a room away from the final boss.
Nice.
That turned out, without any spoilers, exactly how I was expecting it to. So, I'll see you all for Diablo 4. And then, once you finish all 5 acts in one character, you open up Adventure Mode. And this was the thing I was really, really excited about, because every time I saw it, I couldn't understand what it was. So I'm going to try and do my best to break down the kind of order of events here when you get into Adventure Mode. So, because this mode is super, super cool, and it's all I've been playing ever since I finished. Like, the rest of the game can go die in a fire at this point.
Nice.
So when you go into Adventure Mode, Tyrael has a quest, which you don't really need to accept, but he basically says, hey, we got a whole bunch of bounties. Go crazy. And you open up the map, and you get the 5 separate acts. And in each one of those acts, there are 5 mini missions to go to a waypoint on the map and do something. So it's either going to be like kill a boss like the Skeleton King, just get there and kill that guy. That's a bounty. Or go to this area and clear out all of the enemies in this dungeon. So like one of those randomly generated dungeons, clear out every enemy on both floors. Or things like, there are those events in the world you would stumble upon. It will say, go to this area and just complete that event. So, kind of standard stuff you would normally be doing. So, if you want to play Adventure Mode, hopping from waypoint to waypoint, you can. Or if you just kind of want to play the entire act because you're farming for loot, you can do that too. Every time you finish a bounty, you get experience and gold. And one more currency that I'll talk about in a minute. And then when you finish all 5 of them in one play session, you finish all 5 of them in an act, you get this thing called like a Haradrim cache. So it's a treasure chest. And you open it, and it just spews out loot and just this other stuff, and all these crafting materials and gold. It's just this explosion of cool stuff. So not only are you getting loot while you're wandering around, you're getting great experience, you're getting all this stuff. So
nice.
Almost every time that you finish a bounty, you get something called a rift shard, something. Just doesn't really matter what it's called. You get 5 of those, and you can open a rift. And a rift is and you can only get those by doing bounties. So they don't drop off enemies. You can't craft them or anything. When you open a rift, it's a double randomized dungeon. So every floor is different from the others, and it's a randomly generated floor. But all the enemies on there are not enemies that you would meet in that tile set. So, like, you could be walking through the dungeon in the first one, where you find the butcher. And you could be fighting angels and stuff from Act 4.
Nice.
So they're just kind of throwing all this stuff together. When you're in the rift, there's a progress bar, and you have to kill enough enemies for the bar to fill, and then the super boss comes out. And it's this lore reason. Oh, it's the Rift Guard, whatever. It's just a really big boss. You kill that boss, and it's another explosion of loot. And it's just, the screen is just filling with gold and loot and all this other stuff. So I really like it because you're kind of doing these little mini missions, and you're farming loot through the whole thing, but you always have a goal. You always have, all right, well, I only have 2 more bounties. I'll just finish those. And at the end, I've got enough for a rift. Let me open a rift, and then just kind of do this fun and usually pretty difficult. Like the one I did this morning. I woke up early, and last time I played, I had like 6 of these fragments or whatever. Every single enemy in there was a yellow enemy.
Ooh.
It was just full of these. Every time I would back up, I would run into another yellow enemy and his minions. Like, it was just this horrible disaster show. I got a lot of great loot, thankfully.
I'm sure you did.
But that's something I've seen screenshots of people online where the entire dungeon is filled with loot goblins. Just hundreds of them.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Just crazy stuff. So it's great.
So it's worth the effort.
Not only is it worth the effort, but for me it makes grinding in there, or like loot grinding, more fun, because I always have something to work for other than, well, I guess I'll just keep playing through these acts again. Yawn.
Yeah.
And I'm doing these bounties, which are always different, and I'm getting all this stuff to do this other stuff to get this other stuff. So I kind of like that. Not necessarily that it's more variety, because the rifts are always different, but it's these mini objectives to do in the game. I like playing the game by itself, but having these actual mini objectives are even more fun. And then they have this new currency that drops from bounties, Rift Guardians, and then I don't think they drop from normal enemies in the world, unless you're doing, I think, the hardest difficulty. They're called blood shards. You can carry up to like 500. And there's this new vendor in town that will just give you random loot for blood shards. So you can say, I want a 2-handed weapon. And she'll say, I want 5 blood shards. And then she'll give you a random something. And it's obviously not the best, but on the higher difficulties, you can get some pretty great loot for just killing enemies in rifts and stuff. So
you know what that sounds like? That sounds like the golden keys in Borderlands 2.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good. I was trying to think. I was like, man, this seems. I had that
familiar.
Deja vu moment where I'm kind of like, this seems an awful lot. Yeah, like if you could kill bosses, like raid bosses in Borderlands 2 and get golden keys, it would be a lot like that. And it's just a fun reward for doing something that you're doing anyway, playing a game that you like playing. It's just this sort of this pat on the back where it's like, good job, here's a bunch of gold, and it's just, there's something about it that has really clicked with me, and really, normally I'd say, all right, I'm just going to start another character and I'm going to go through all this other stuff, but I want to keep leveling up my Demon Hunter and keep getting these Paragon levels, which they totally changed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, instead of before, every time you level up your Paragon level, you would get like 3% magic and gold find above what you already have.
Yeah.
This time they give you a point in 4 categories. It's something like attack, defense, utility, and base or skill or something like that. And each category has 4 options. So for for core for the Demon Hunter, it's going to be like resource generation, life on hit, critical hit chance, and dexterity. And defense is like health per second, armor, health, and something else. So each time you level up, they give you 1 point in one of these categories. So your character doesn't stop growing. You know, your character continues to increase his or her skills through this. So it's not like, well, you hit 70, so now you're just going to find more cool stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, you're still going to do that because you're probably playing on Torment 1 through 6 at this point, but my character keeps getting stronger, or I can start filling the deficiencies on my character that my loot has. Like right now, my character doesn't have a ton of health, so all my Paragon points are going into health or armor.
Yeah.
So I can kind of patch up that problem that I have.
Very cool.
And I played just a very little amount with the Mystic, the new artisan, which she does two things, which I feel like they also didn't explain very well, or I'm just not paying attention to Diablo at all. The one is she gets to transmogrify your items, which in Diablo speak means you don't like how it looks, I'll take 50,000 gold, I'll make it look like something else. And that's for everything you put. So, and the cool thing is, as you pick up more legendaries, you unlock more transmog looks. So you start off with just a couple at the very beginning, but as you pick up like this cool helm that you've never had the look of before, she automatically learns that look.
Nice.
So you could go if you like how that one piece of armor looks, you can transmog your entire armor set and have all of it match. So
that's really sweet.
It turns out pretty cool. And then the other thing is, she can replace stats on your items and weapons with random rolls of other stats. So you drag your item in there, and I did this with the bow I have currently equipped, and it had something dumb on it, like it gets like 100 health per hit, which I have like 250,000 health. You're not doing anything for me. So I picked that, and she said, all right, to get a new stat on this item, I need, it was like 50,000 gold, a high-level gem, and like a bunch of crafting equipment. And then before you actually re-roll that stat, she'll show you, all right, here are all the things I could get this statistic replaced with. And I wanted a socket, because I wanted to throw a green gem in there. And that was one of the items. So I said, all right, I'm going to re-roll that. I first got like poison damage. The second one I got chance to crit. And then the third time I got the socket. So spent about $150,000, and then a whole bunch of crafting items. But I got my weapon way more powerful by removing the thing that I didn't need on there. So
yeah,
it sounds like something that's pretty powerful, because you can only re-roll one stat on an item, but you can re-roll that individual stat thing an unlimited number of times.
Very cool.
So it seems like it's pretty powerful if you really know what you want to do with your character, and you really know what the stats are. Because by the time you get the artisan, it's in Act 5, so you're at the end of the game anyway. So, but I haven't played around with it enough to know if it's as powerful as it seems, or if it's sort of like, it's okay, it helped me a little bit. So, but they made Diablo 3 better, and I enjoyed vanilla Diablo 3. I know a lot of people didn't, for usually very good reasons. But between Loot 2.0, the new act, and then this adventure mode and the rifts and everything, they just, for me, they kind of breathed life back into this game. Yeah. As someone who has honestly consistently been playing it for a long time on the PC or the 360, the fact that I had not really put that math together until just now. But just to say someone who likes a game and they changed something and now it's even more fun is just go buy it. Yeah. It's great. If you don't have a PC that you want to play it on, it's coming out on PS4 and Xbox One at some point this year. and it will have the original game, the expansion, and all the patches up until that point. So
I plan on getting it for PS4.
I'm planning on buying it for my girlfriend and I when it comes out on PS4 because we enjoyed Borderlands 2 and we enjoy playing games together, like non-competitive game, like sort of that co-op competitive stuff that Borderlands does.
Yeah,
and Diablo 3 is really good, and for $60 to get all of that content all at one place and get the really great controls that the 360 version had on the PS4. I mean, that's at that point.
Absolutely.
So, but I've been talking about Diablo 3 enough. I'm finishing up my love letter to it right now. So let's take a break.
Cool.
Oh, totally worth it. That adventure mode sounds really cool.
I thought it sounded cool, but like no one would explain it. They're like, yeah, you do all these bounties and you get all this stuff to do this other stuff, and it's like, yeah, but why? Like, why am I like, why wouldn't I just play the act again if I was going to loot grind? But once you get into it, and even they do kind of a poor job of explaining it in the game. It's kind of like, oh, I do all this random stuff in the game to get this other stuff to do a really hard random dungeon to get great loot. Okay, great. Now I get it. You know, they need like a flowchart or something. Anybody?
Well, I mean, but it makes grinding tolerable and not the same. It takes the grind out of grinding.
Yeah, because you know when you were doing loot grinding in Diablo 2, it was okay. Well, I'm gonna run the game again, or I'm gonna run this one area that has good drop rates for this loot.
Yep.
But
yeah. That never was appealing to me because I never really had a goal, and now I'm just sort of, I like the rifts because they're tough, especially if you're playing on harder difficulties. Like I was playing on hard and expert, which I kind of hate that they changed the difficulty names.
Yeah, that's a shame.
But like they have normal, hard, expert, and then something else, and then torment. And the torment is monster power from Diablo 2, so it's torment 1 through 6, and it's just a slider. And I've been playing on torment 1 lately because it said, oh, when you hit level 70, there's new legendaries that will drop in the world. And I was like, well, crap, now I gotta do that. And I'm like way underpowered for that. So it's kind of, the challenge has come back to it. That's why I was having so much trouble this morning. I was playing that rift with all those yellow dudes on Torment 1, and I'm just like, oh, just stop killing me.
It gives you the itch to continue to scratch it by making it random, which makes your experience better every time you go in.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you can just do the bounties by starting at the beginning of the act and just going through the entire thing. And you'll just like run into the bounties as you go along, or just go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5.
Yeah. So the moment you said Haradrim Cache,
and
I knew what you meant. All I can think is Deckard Cain blinged out.
Yeah, just like making it rain.
Yeah, just like
rain with hundreds. Oh man,
which would be phenomenal. I think that needs to be some fan art that should happen.
I hope that someone made that fan art already.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
All right, let's keep this going so I can get back to Diablo 3. I'm fighting off this cold because of allergies. All I want to do is sit here and turn my brain off and do rifts.
Yeah, my body shut down on Tuesday. I woke up and it was just like, oh hey, guess what? You're sick.
Yeah, for real this time.
This is what happens when the temperature swings where you live.
Oh man, we're having so much of that. We're trying to work on closing this house, and it's just so much stress. And my body's like, hey man, maybe you should take a break. How's that sound?
My body was like, no, you're not taking a break. You're not going to be able to sleep.
Yeah, you're sick, bitch.
Yeah.
Breaks are luxury.
Yeah.
Like Tuesday, I was like, it's probably just a temperature change. I'll be okay. Wednesday, I just wanted to die.
It's one of those days where you're at work where you're like, I have to go. My God, I've only been here an hour. It feels like 3 days. Oh my God. People are asking me questions. I have meetings. I'm useless.
Yep. Well, it was great because I just told everyone, I was like, I feel kind of sick, and everyone left me alone.
Everyone's like, see you later.
Yeah.
Go to the sick wing.
Yes, I can get work done now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was.
Wait, you need something?
Oh, I'll be right there.
You want to borrow my stapler?
Wait, here. You want to? You want my pen?
Yeah. Oh, I chewed on the end. Oh, I'm so sorry. Do you want it back? Oh, where are you guys?
All right.
All right.
Get this thing going.
All right, you guys ready?
Ready.
Yep.
All right, ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases this week of April 21st, 2014. Dark Souls 2 for the PC comes out on 4/25.
Oh man, I'm
That
so
was
glad
fun, yeah.
I waited. That PC version looks so good.
It looks like you can get cut through the screen.
Oh,
that is razor sharp.
Compared to the PC version of Dark Souls 1,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
man, this is just... Whew.
Hey, got it right. Demon Gaze for the PlayStation Vita.
I don't know what that is, but I like that name.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
pretty great.
Demon Gaze.
Demon Gaze.
Demon Gaze.
Metal Gear.
Hey, it's a new thing.
Yeah.
Demon Gaze. With our Metal Gears.
Yeah.
The Tesla Effect. The Tex Murphy Adventure for PC.
And for those of you that remember Tex Murphy from the mid to late 90s with Under a Killing Moon, it's the same game. They're just making a new one. It's an FMV Tex Murphy game, and I think it's the same dude.
Is it 2014
Are
or
you
is it
serious?
1999?
It could be both.
It doesn't matter.
And yeah, it's a
Fantastic.
full FMV adventure game with that same like I can only respect it. Good job.
Awesome. I just found my copy of Phantasmagoria the other day. All 7 discs.
You know, I gotta buy that game. I don't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hole in mine. I remember playing it over at my neighbor's house across the street. A lot.
Roberta Williams Phantasmagoria, pray it's only a nightmare.
Wait, was that like a review?
No,
or
that's the
actual
subtitle
title?
for the game.
That's the splash title. Nice.
That's amazing.
Alright, US releases for the week of April 21st, 2/4. Crimson Tears for the PlayStation 2.
Which is a game I kind of remember from the cover, but I don't know if I've ever actually seen it in person.
So
I don't think I have either.
I was looking at the show notes, and I remember because this 2004 to about 2008, all I did was work in video game retail.
Yeah.
With a couple of breaks here and there. So like every
lost
time we
years.
mentioned a game, yeah, pretty much. I go, oh yeah, I remember at least like seeing the case for it.
I remember
And
selling that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I looked this up, and apparently this was an action brawler published by Capcom. But the kicker was it had randomly generated levels. And all I could think was if they just released this now, it would be a huge hit.
Yeah, we'd call it a roguelike, and it would be a million
And-
seller.
Yeah.
Capcom always ahead of their time, like with Automata
Right.
Lista.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What a weird game.
That was a weird game. Let's capitalize on shell thing. Let's make a racer.
Yeah, let's make a
that no one will
cel-shaded
play.
racer.
Yeah.
Because, oh, look how hip it is.
Yeah.
Hitman contracts for PlayStation 2 and PC.
I don't remember anything about that game.
I don't remember contracts at all.
Yeah.
I think it was the sequel to. I think it followed 2.
Oh, so it was
and
like the
preceded
third
Blood
or
Money.
fourth one where people were like, I don't
Yeah.
want more Hitman. I'm good.
Yeah.
Huh. Alright, well, let's move on to news stories. The final Borderlands 2 DLC is out now. It is Headhunter 5, Sir Hammerlock versus the Son of Cromerex.
I'd see that movie.
It's only $3, and it features the Son of Cromerex, so that's probably a pretty good deal.
Yes. Because we already killed the son of Mothrak.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, what a crazy game.
God, love it. Yeah.
That's such a weird sentence.
Yeah. And the only other news story we have this week, because it was kind of quiet, it's just PAX, which we're not going to talk about, is the continuing Duke thing. So now, Interceptor Entertainment, the original Duke Nukem mass destruction site was alloutofgum.com. And now they launched a new site that will unveil itself in 20-something days, titled nogumneeded.com.
Oh,
so
it hurt my ears.
It's the understanding that maybe Interceptor Entertainment may be making a Duke Nukem game without Duke Nukem in it.
I hope it's a wad of bubblegum.
Well, now you just sold the game.
I'd play that. Yeah.
It would be better than a Duke game. But still, I want to keep talking about this story because why? Like, I could understand
Why not?
Interceptor
It's
Entertainment
science.
wanting to recoup costs on a game that sounds like it's probably a considerable amount through development.
Yeah.
But just make a good game, and that's fine. Just make a game without... I guess they're kind of doing what we've wanted them to do. Make a good game without Duke Nukem. You know, if you can make a Duke game that doesn't have Duke or any of his horrific humor in it, that might actually be an okay game. Maybe I just turned myself around on this while we were talking.
Maybe. I don't know, but
yourself into it.
Yeah.
It's the intent, though. Like, if they were just making a game and they're calling attention to the fact that it doesn't have Duke in it, I think that's my problem now. If they were just like, oh, yeah, no, we'll just take Duke out of it, and that was the end of it, fine. But now you're like, oh, yeah, we don't need Duke. It's like, yeah, nobody needs Duke Nukem in 2014.
Yeah.
It's 2014.
Yeah, that was a thing from the 90s that could have stayed there happily.
Yes.
Well, yeah, and we would have remembered it fondly.
Yeah.
Until we played the game a couple years ago, but whatever.
Yeah, well, sometimes you can't go home again. And that's
an acceptable response to that.
Yeah. That was a thing from the 90s, kind of not that funny now, but it was funny back in the day. All right, we're good. But also, I am so tickled by the fact that people want to fight over Duke, and that it's just this pissing match over, no, I have Duke Nukem, no, I have Duke. Oh, come on, guys.
It's
like
so
you didn't
sad.
you didn't screw the pooch hard enough. Like, you just gotta get all up in it.
Yeah, it's like a suicide pact, and you're arguing who's gonna get shot first.
No, but I bought that bullet.
Yeah, no, it should be. This is the dumbest. All right,
Guys,
let's move
there's more than
on.
enough guns. You don't have to use that one.
Yeah, yeah. You guys already shot yourselves. Don't worry about it.
We only have 300 million of them here, so whatever.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to tweets here. Boy, we actually just got a bunch lately. Oh, Maximus Prime writes in, says, so what's the chances that tonight's Monday night game, you could throw in a few private matches of Titanfall?
On the 360?
Who knows? Probably not.
Nope, it's AC this week.
There you go. No, but play Assassin's Creed, which is really good.
Yes.
The other Jay-Z wanted to write and say that he blames us for getting an iPad before he got a PS4 because of Hearthstone. I will not apologize for that.
I won't either.
You should still get a PS4 because it's the best console, but
Yeah.
I'm not partial.
No, not at all.
Come play Battlefield with us.
What's that?
Come play Battlefield with us on the one.
There you go. Troll on Twitter says, if you could make the other hosts each play and finish a different game they haven't played, what would it be? Series count. Boy, that's a good one.
That is a good one. Man, what would I make you guys play?
Honestly, I think I would make Boston play Curse of Darkness because I think he would love it.
There you go. If I had my collection here, I would.
Nice. Oh man, I don't have enough familiarity with what you have and haven't finished. I think.
I think I would have both of you guys play through Final Fantasy V.
Yeah, I came close.
Yeah.
My first time.
Because I think it's it doesn't take itself seriously enough where it's this big overarching my people. You know, it's some horrible Japanese story, and it has a fun battle system, and it was on the Super NES and the GBA, so it's not this big powerhouse game.
Yeah. Man, so did either of you guys finish Deus Ex Human Revolution?
No.
Yep.
Not even close.
You're free, Knobs. Boston, come on.
Yeah, okay.
It's like my game of last generation.
The game of the forever.
Probably. Like, every time I think about it, I'm like, I should go play that again, even if I'm playing like 5 other things.
I mean, it's the same rule as the original Deus Ex. As soon as you mention it, someone installs it.
Yeah. It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
And Knobs, you're a little tougher to crack, I think. What would I make you play?
Oh, come on. I'm easy. Everyone says that.
I don't know.
Well, easy on the eyes, maybe.
Heyo. While the Hannah is thinking about that, I forgot to mention during what you've been playing, there's a Steam Early Access just opened for the new PC golf game. I don't know if anyone has heard of this. It has the best title. It is called The Golf Club.
Nice.
But the cool
the
thing
best.
about it, and the reason why I threw it's right now, it's like 10% off, so it's $30, but you know it's like 26 and change right now.
Yeah.
It has a whole bunch of standard courses, but also has randomly generated courses, which I
that's
thought
even better.
sounded like a really cool idea for a golf game. That sure, it has this set number of these are the normal courses, the standard non-random courses, but I kind of like the idea of someone saying like, yeah, here's a course, it's just 18 holes, and it's just it could be a nightmare or it could be super easy. Who knows?
I wonder if it's randomly generated, like the actual articulation of the soil or or is it just a random 18 from every course?
No, it sounds like the each hole is randomly generated too.
Ooh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to play that before next episode, because that sounds super cool while I'm waiting for whatever PS4 version of Tiger Woods we're going to get.
I hope they allow for mods in that game, because I would love to play like a regular 18 with some mini golf spattered in for some reason.
Yeah, let me look it up and see if they...
That'd be hilarious.
See if they
And
I
actually,
want to play a superhero golf game.
There you go.
Marvel Golfs. Like, I just figured having Hawkeye out there and have your caddy be like the dude bro guys.
nice.
Like, that would just make me laugh.
Here's what they say. It says, main menu, game will generate before and never play before course. If you want to tailor the courses a little more, there are high-level available options for you for number of holes, par distribution, fairway width, number of bunkers, green size, green slope, and rough coverage. So it sounds like you can kind of, even if you want to make a course of your own.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Cool,
Very
a playable
much so.
version of Sid Meier's Golf.
Perfect. Dude, Sid Meier's Sim Golf is one of the best golf games ever. And I will fight
I'm
anyone
not
that
bagging
says...
on it.
That's so good. No, I'm just agreeing
But
with you.
if you could actually play the courses you made, would be even better.
Yeah, and you could in that
Yeah.
game, but they were just all the 2D normal stuff.
Yeah. I thought of one for you, Knobs. Shadowrun Returns.
Oh. I haven't played that either.
Yeah, both of you. Get on there. It's great.
Both of yous.
Use guys.
Use guys, come on.
All right, let's
guys.
move on to emails here.
Emails.
First one is from Code Virus. Says, hey guys, I didn't ask any questions in the past few episodes, but that doesn't mean I don't listen to my favorite podcast. Oh, thank you very much.
Aw, thanks.
Here are some things I was wondering. What video game world would you be most scared to spend a night in?
Amnesia.
Oh,
Rapture?
Rapture would be terrifying. Like
Yeah.
pre-Rapture or like
No, like
in-game Rapture.
yeah, like in-game BioShock 1 Rapture.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the normal...
No.
You can come up with a lot of easy ones, like, oh, Left 4 Dead, blur, you know, like, yeah, zombies
Silent
are scary.
Hill.
Yeah, Silent Hill. Like, that town sounds nasty, but...
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Anything where you're trapped in space. Like, I think Colombia would be terrifying because I know I'd be hanged in that city.
Yeah. Oh, I know
Just-
I would, since I'm so clumsy, I would just fall off.
Yeah, like that. Like,
Oh, where does this door go? No!
like. Oh,
Or you try to
yeah.
use the sky hook for the first time, you just
I
whip.
just fall. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Come up with nothing but air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Colombia would be kind of cool. But
If you could take
also-
a vacation in a video game world, which one would you like to see in real life? P.S. You would be perfectly safe while there. First Far Cry,
Oh.
maybe? That seemed like a really nice
DOA
place.
beach volleyball.
There you go.
wah wah.
Uh,
I'm gonna say the resort from Bulletstorm.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
That seemed like a nice
Okay.
place.
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to stick with the DOA beach volleyball.
Yeah. Can't go wrong there.
Beach, I
Nothing-
mean,
it's great scenery all around.
Next question. Knowing your personality, which video game character would you most get along with in real life?
Ooh,
I genuinely have no idea.
that's
a tough one. Which one would I like? I don't know. I think Deadpool would be fun to hang out with, but I think he'd
Oh,
get on
yeah.
my nerves.
yeah.
I think I would be aggravated with him by 2 hours in.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, please stop talking. Shh, stop it.
Yeah, I think I could hang with Ezio in like Brotherhood, not like in 2. He's a little too all over the place, but like Brotherhood. I think we
That's a
get
good
along.
choice. He's just kind of
Yeah.
a chill dude.
Yeah,
You know
I
what?
could just hang out.
Johnny Gat. I think we'd have
Yes.
some fun.
Yeah.
I think you would too.
Johnny Gat with
Either that or
superpowers.
what is the dude from The Darkness? What is his name? Jackie from The Darkness.
Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He seems like
I
an
could-
okay
I could chill
guy.
with him. Yeah, I mean,
I-
besides all
I
the
would-
crime.
I would find him too brooding.
Yeah.
Like, he just always being, like, just,
Too intense.
yeah.
Yeah. If you were a superhero, which 3 powers or skills would you like to have? Try to limit to the ones that were mostly in games, not comic books. Can I just be the Crackdown 1 agent?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's he stole
I
mine.
just want to jump over buildings.
Speaking
Yeah.
of the Crackdown agent, I don't know if you guys have seen Captain America yet, but there's no spoilers. But the main shield building in that totally looks like Agency Tower.
Nice.
Yes, it does.
The minute I saw it, I was like, I just want to jump up that
I just want
thing.
to. I gotta jump over it.
Yeah, where's my
Well, that
controller?
because it's got the little elevators and stuff that you could climb
Yeah.
up.
And it's the
Oh.
same shape. It's like 3 of them. It was great.
Man.
Oh, the agent's a good pick. I think it'd be awesome to have the darkness, but it would suck to have it bound to you.
And just
Yeah.
so, it's so chatty.
Can I pick Mike Patton? Because I think I could hang out with Mike
Can I,
Patton.
can I just have the powers of Mike Patton?
Yeah, the vocal range of a Mike Patton.
Yeah, that'd be brutal.
Oh man, yeah, I think the darkness would be cool, and then having always be cool to fly. I don't know, like, dude, no, I take it back. I wish I had the God Hand, so I can punch dudes into space.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Man, I would. Trying to think. That would be. I see, because you have to take the right combinations. If you take flying, you would have to take some sort of like increased like strength or something. You
To
know?
compensate.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you don't want to land and shove your shins into your femurs.
Shatter all of your bones.
Yeah.
That's why I would prefer teleportation.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about
Oh,
that.
teleporting would be awesome.
Yeah.
I would probably take like super strength, flight, and
I want
the
to be a
Wolverine's
ninja.
claws. Yeah, I want to be a ninja.
He wraps up his email with, "Keep up the good work. Congrats on the wedding."
Oh, thank you.
Witness.
Maximus Prime writes in and says, I can't believe that Knobs is talking about Battlefield 4 in a positive way on TVGP.
He must be excited about that.
There
loves
are
him
a
some
lot of
Battlefield.
exclamation marks in this email. He's very excited.
Yeah.
I loved Battlefield 3, and I remember he hated it. Now BF4 has been out for almost 6 months and is still half broken, and it drives me crazy, but Knobs is loving it. I'm glad he's found the appeal of Battlefield, and I knew he would eventually. Hopefully next time around we'll both have BF5 and we'll finally play it together. So,
do you see the light?
Yeah.
Jesus H, tap dancing Christ.
Jason G writes in from Georgia, and he says, "Hi guys." Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
The last Spider-Man game I played was Spider-Man 2 on the original Xbox. I was amazed that
Solid choice.
Yeah, that was a great game.
Yeah.
I was amazed that the physics of swinging around a city, spitting web out of your wrists actually seemed to work. For some reason, I never played any of the subsequent games, and now there are so many, I'm wondering which one to sink my time into. He said, here are my options, but it's basically all of the ones that have come out for the last 2 gens. Any advice on what you can give would be appreciated. Love the show. So, Knobs, which one's the one that you and I played? Web of Shadows?
No, it
Shattered
was
Dimensions?
Shattered Dimensions.
You have to play that one. That one's great.
I played that one entirely based off of how much fun Knobs had with it, and not a I think that's one of the few where I got a majority of the achievements, not even trying to get them. I just played it so much that eventually it happened.
Yeah, that game is super great. Knobs, I think you played Web of Shadows, right? Was that okay? That was the one that came after it.
No, was it Web of Shadows? I thought it was something else. I thought the Shattered Dimensions, and then there was another one. No. I would say if you're going back, anyways, the Ultimate Spider-Man was one of my favorite Spider-Man games.
That was really good.
What platform was that on?
That was on. I played it on PC.
Oh,
that's how I played it.
It was PS2, GameCube, and Xbox.
Oh, okay.
That one is fantastic, and it is.
That one's good.
I think the test run of actually having an open New York to swing around in.
Oh, yeah.
And that one actually had a limitation on height, too. Like, when you're in the burbs, you can't swing around everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
interesting.
Also being able to play as Venom, a crazy ultimate version of Venom was awesome.
Yeah. That game was sweet.
He listed out a bunch of other games, but I don't know much about... Because a lot of the other games are kind of movie tie-ins. I know very little about those ones. I have to assume that they're probably not great, but...
Amazing Spider-Man was really good. I just never really sat down to play it after a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
I think I should go back to that.
Yeah. All right, our next email is from Timasil.
Yes.
So what do you think needs to happen for video games to make that push into that next block of an art form? I know there are definitely games seen as art, etc., but overall the general public still makes it seem as though it is a geek thing we do in our basement. Whenever I talk to someone about games, I feel almost embarrassed, other people rolling their eyes, etc. And yet someone says they only go to Fast and Furious 12 and no one cares. For us 30-plus gamers that shake their heads at the 10-year-olds ruining online experience and quibbling over which console is better. I just wonder, do you think games will head in the direction of getting respect, or will it always be a niche experience? Will it just come with time? He says, parenthetically, I'm excited about the Oculus, but wearing a funny thing on my face may not help our cause, which is kind of one of the problems I have with the Oculus.
Yeah.
I think if you look, I'm always interested in how games are viewed in popular culture, and I think if you even compare how they're viewed now based on how they were viewed 7 years ago when we started this show, it's night and day. I mean, we had what was that movie that Disney Pixar put out? Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
You know, we wouldn't have had that a couple of years
not
ago.
at all.
You know,
and if you look at the in-jokes in that are phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, sure, is it as generally socially accepted as, movies or TV? No. But the barrier to entry on those are a lot lower. You don't have to learn how to use a controller to watch a movie.
Not yet.
Well, yeah.
It'd be a lot better if you did.
But if you look at a lot of people that want to get into games, the controllers are still pretty scary.
Yeah, it's intimidating.
Yeah.
It's so weird because, for us growing up with a controller in our hands, it's second nature.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if we're going for something along the lines of legitimacy, I think this is going to be someone making a game a serious game that has the same kind of message that a movie or like a documentary has, that gets the same level of respect. Something like Gone Home.
Right.
Games like that are sort of they're I don't want to say it's not a game because that's not true, but it's more of an experience.
Yeah,
it's
a different experience.
Yes, and it seems like that's probably a step in the right direction, but you don't want to step too far in that direction too soon.
Yeah.
And start making the video game equivalent of Schindler's List.
Yeah.
Because that's not going to go well.
Right.
You need to tackle either a subject matter or do it in such a way that's going to be appropriate to the medium.
Well, and I think too, kind of on the other side of the coin, I think a lot of people are kind of forgetting three big things that have helped games in general. One is Wii Sports.
Yeah.
It helped gaming overall a lot. Two is Guitar Hero / Rock Band.
Oh, yeah.
That helped a lot more. And then three are smartphones. I mean, nearly everybody plays games now. I think there's still the final hurdle for people to say, oh, I'm not a gamer, I just play Candy Crush. Well, you're playing it 50 hours a week. You're a pretty hardcore gamer, you're spending $100 a month on it. That's what gamers do. You are that.
Yeah, it's funny because you sit there and it's I played 50 hours a week on Candy Crush, but I don't consider myself a gamer. It's well, I didn't even play 15 hours of anything else this week. You clearly play more than I do.
Yeah.
And it's that argument, but in all honesty, it's just time. Time will make everything gloss over. It's I can't believe there was a time when this bothered us. I like the fact that we're at the point in gaming that we don't have to sit there and defend GTA 3 anymore.
Yeah, well, time has already made it better. So, just needs more.
Yep.
And our last email here is from Craig from Indiana. He says he has one question for each of us.
All right.
Hannah, I find the Vita Remote Play to be virtually unplayable due to the rear touch buttons, either constantly hitting them on accident or not being able to hit them when I'm actually trying to. Could you please give me some reasoning why you think it's so good? Maybe some tips for better enjoyment.
So, there are games that do it really well, and I think Assassin's Creed does it really well, where they move some of the
It's like L2, R2?
They swap L2 and R2 to the actual physical triggers, and put L1 and R1 on the touchpad, which is nice.
Yeah.
Quick trick for commonly referred to as L3 and R3, clicking the sticks. Most games, if you tap the corner of the screen near the thumbsticks, that's the equivalent of clicking in the stick. So that eliminates the rear touchpad in that respect. But you still have either L2, R2, or L1, R1, depending on how the game handles it, on those back triggers. There's some stuff on Amazon where you can sort of suction cup a button onto a touchscreen or a touchpad. Generally, they're meant for phones. But if you want a solid surface to tap, that's where you want to go for that. Maybe stick a couple of those on the back of there. The one thing that's helped me is getting a pair of controller grips for it. I wish I had them in the room. I don't have them with me. But Nyko makes a really, really nice set that you can really get your hands around it, and you have a lot more. It just feels more like a controller.
Well, and I think it also. I think we need to give developers a little bit of time to kind of figure it out, because I think
Yes.
the first wave of games, they were just like, yeah, we have remote play. I don't know, it works, whatever. And I think once people start to figure it out more, they'll do more stuff like AC4, where they're remapping the controls completely. They, will hopefully set some dead zones on the back touch panel, the front touch screen. Some of that. I think they just need time. Remember when the DS came out and the first year of games, it was just like, why do I have to use the touchscreen to do that? This is the worst. And after about a year or two, they said, all right, that everyone hates this. We're not going to do that anymore. Let's actually make stuff that's better. So that stuff just takes a little bit of time too.
Yeah, and personally for me, it's really just like it's for a lot of time it's like it's better than nothing. Because a lot of times it would just be otherwise like, well, I guess I'm just gonna watch TV then, because I'm not gonna sit there and play
this game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and play 4 hours of video games while my poor wife sits there bored out of her mind.
Yeah.
Like, it's not cool. It's not cool.
Welcome to marriage, honey. This is your info for the rest of your life.
Alright, he has a question for me next. He says, I'm playing Persona 4 for the first time with the aforementioned Vita. I love the characters, the story, and everything about it, except one thing, climbing through dungeons. I think I'm in the last or second to last one, the Naoto dungeon, but dread doing it so much that I haven't played in over a week. Could you provide some words of encouragement and give me the morale boost I need to tough it out through this part? Two things. One, dungeons aren't great. They're fine. If you're really struggling through the dungeon stuff, two suggestions. I don't remember if you can change the difficulty in the game to the easiest. If you can, just do that and then just kind of breeze through the rest of the game. If you can't do that, you may not be able to. Honestly, just look up a FAQ for that dungeon and just get all the weaknesses for all the enemies. You will just burn your way through that. And some of those dungeons are a little bit annoying, where it's like, well, go to this area and get this thing, and then go to this area and do this other thing. Just look it up. The dungeons in Persona 4...
That's where I got stuck.
Yeah, the dungeons in Persona 4 aren't really the drawing force for me. It's always been the story and the characters and, the demon fusing and all that. But, watching Nobbs' dogs attack himself with his own foot. But if you're not enjoying the kind of the core dungeon stuff, that's okay. You're not broken for not enjoying that stuff. It's not always that great. Some of those dungeons kind of suck in that game too. So just, if you're enjoying the rest of it, just look up a FAQ. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's okay if you want to finish a game faster or just get through a game. Someone else have figured it out. Whatever.
Yeah.
Use their hard work.
It's out there.
GameFAQs is huge for a reason. There's certainly no shame in it.
Yeah.
Knobs.
So
He wants to talk about Dive Kick AE, Dive Kick Edition. He says, when that comes out on the Xbox One, promise me you'll get it. It's right up your alley and only $10. Johnny Gat is one of the fighters. Enough said. You should really check out the ridiculous Johnny Gat announcement trailer. It's freaking hilarious. That's been one of the surprising things they announced. We're like, yeah, we're announcing a new character. It's Johnny Gat. It's like, what? What?
What world is this?
Yeah, exactly.
I like
The
it.
best kind.
Give me more of this stuff. Yeah. No, I'm aware, and I've heard a little bit about it at some PAX stuff. So I am, yeah.
Oh, froze a little.
Oh no.
Oh, now you're back.
Is he?
Hey.
All right.
Hey, there he is.
Well, that's all of our emails and tweets this week. You can visit us at tvgp.tv, email us tvgpfans@gmail.com, tweet us at tvgp. Everything else is on the right-hand side of the page.
And don't forget to join the forums. Please mark yourselves on the map. My favorite thing. Come play games with us. Monday night game night. This week is AC2 Brotherhood. That is 10 p.m. EST. Steam game night Thursday night 10 p.m. EST. Join the Steam group, which I think's 20 some members now.
Yeah, it's
quite a few. Yeah,
it's growing, and so obviously more people, more gaming.
There you go.
That's always a bonus. And come join us. That's 10 p.m. EST as well.
Yeah. Current TVGP Game Club game is The Witcher on PC. I don't know if it's still on sale on GOG, but it was like $1.99 the other day. Like
it's like $4
you can afford this
on
game.
GOG and Steam. I mean, it's
It's our
pennies.
motto. You're losing money by not buying it.
Exactly.
You really are. It's tons of fun. It's super weird. If you like getting into an RPG and being super confused, this is the game for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will we continue doing updates on that. If you're playing the game currently and you're doing any sort of tweeting about it, go ahead and tack on the hashtag TVGPGC so we can sort of gather some of that info up, see what you guys are talking about.
Nice. And don't forget you can watch the show live every week, twitch.tv/E1M1 Network. Appreciate everybody listening. Appreciate everybody coming to chat with us in the chat, even though we're doing this day early this week. Thank you very much, and we will see you all next week.
Laters.
Peace.
The only title I have this week is Basic User Vomiting.
I totally have that. That was...
Knobs, you have a title?
I actually wrote one down
End
this
of the
week.
world.
Yeah.
I will rush a Witcher.
That's pretty good.
Actually, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I got a couple here. I didn't have as many as I thought I would. Murlocs. Dead Space 2 experiment. How do I get to the people? Basic user vomiting. Let's never do that again ever. Maybe it's like a cancer. Pop the dude's melon. Team deathmatch if you want to get nasty. Throwing jarred hell around. We're nautical. Shooting pills. See you all for Diablo 4. And explosion of loot.
I like either Basic User Vomiting or I Will Rush a Witcher.
It's gotta be Basic User Vomiting. That's phenomenal.
I'm good with that one.
I just can't believe it. That's funny.
All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 339 for April 21st, 2014. Basic User Vomiting.
How did I get up on this wall?
Go get a bucket.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching the live stream. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Later.